Last week on Where's the Hudsons, we visited the Giant's Causeway, located in Northern Ireland. We tried our first seaweed spa treatment in Sligo, Ireland, and we visited the Isle of Innismore, part of the Aran Islands. Thanks for joining us for part 2 of our Ireland adventure. Stick around for more of the wild Atlantic Way. So now we're walking, just parked the car, and we are walking to Dunloe Castle, which is about a couple hundred feet walk from the castle, and here's a good view. Known for its bountiful banquets and storied history, Dunloe Castle is one of the most photographed castles in Ireland. Built in 1520 by the O'Haines clan, the castle played an important role in the literary revival of the 20th century. The castle is open for visitors from April through October with the cost of €8 per person, and there are no dogs allowed. On the way to the next stop on our wild Atlantic Way road trip, we came across a little mountain cafe that just so happened to be a chocolatier. We loved this place. They had the best cappuccinos, and look at those chocolatey, delicious, sweet treats that we enjoyed. Sometimes the sweetest spots you'll find are those that were never on your map to begin with. Our next stop is the Loe Burren Experience. They have cave tours, birds of prey demonstrations, a farm shop, a cheese shop, and a woodland walk. The cost is €27 per person for adults, and you can book online and on their website or in person.
We'll get it in there. It's getting it out is going to be the problem. We'll cut it off. You'll be all right. Better than getting billed for it, trust me.
Oh, bye.
All right. I know I'm here to talk about the birds, but we need to address this. When somebody in this country tells you they're releasing a killer, a silent assassin, saying "aw" in unison is not the correct response. It'd be absolutely terrible in a horror movie. Man, does anyone know what this...
You guys, I am loving this place. We are basically in the mountains. This is the window view out of the kitchen. There are sheep and a little pony, and we were told there's dogs and kittens. We've got a little table, living room, 2 bedrooms. One is a double for Larry and I, which is really cute. And then there's a twin. Oh, 2 twins. That's cool. And a little closet. And then lastly, there is a bathroom. Wow, this bathroom's huge. I don't know where the light is. Wow, nice. I am digging it. Good morning, guys. I'm talking really low because it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, but nobody's awake. And so I got up and fixed myself a cup of coffee. There's a bug. I fixed myself a cup of coffee, and now I'm sitting outside our hotel, and I'm just hanging out with the sheep, sitting at our little picnic table. So I'm gonna flip this camera around and give you a view of what I'm looking at. It's pretty nice. I'm really loving this place so far. There's a little pony right there. Here's my coffee. I'm just hanging with the sheep. This is so cool. I can hear all the roosters clucking from that barn over there. There's like tons of sheep up there. You might not be able to see them. Pink looks good on you, honey. Those are huge.
Boy, and they're all back there. Looks like all this goes around. This place is huge, so you don't even know where to walk.
All right, we are at the Muckross house. I think that's how you say it. It's right there behind me. Let me get out of the picture so you can see it. It has gardens and shops, and I think you can do dinner inside the Muckross house. It's on a lake. It's very pretty. The gardens is a lot of open green space, but then there's, just sections that are gardens, which is pretty neat. We didn't stop in the shops. We've spent a lot of money on, trinkets to take home to people, so I think we're gonna try and avoid the shop. We'll see. We might take a walk through there just to show you what it's like. But this is within Killarney National Park, so like just as you enter the park, which is free, I think it's like a mile or so in, and it's really pretty here. They have the biggest rhododendron wall that I've ever seen. We have rhododendrons at home, they don't get that big. But anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see some of the really pretty shots that we're looking at. Torque Waterfall is one of the best rated waterfall trails in Killarney National Park. Parking is available at the trailhead but is limited. To experience the 66-foot waterfall, you can either do the 2.3-mile loop by itself or combine it with the trail from the Muckross House to make a loop of 3.9 miles with 702 feet of elevation. There's our bus.
Larry! That's awesome.
The Gap of Dunloe. That is quite a little hill. We came from way down there. The Gap of Dunloe, located in County Kerry, was slowly carved by glacial flows about 25,000 years ago during the last ice age. The gap is roughly 6.8 miles or 11 kilometers long from north to south, with 5 lakes along the route. You can explore the gap by hiking, cycling, or hiring a jaunting car, which is basically just a horse with a carriage. We used the Gap of Dunloe tours, which included a ride from Killarney, the jaunting car for 3 people, the boat ride from Lord Brandon Cottage to Ross Castle, and then Ross Castle back to Killarney, all for a cost of €45 per person, which is pretty good. Due to the shallow water in some spots of the lake, we had to get out of the boat and then cross over and then get back into the boat where the water was just a little deeper. For people with knee problems, this could be a little problematic. My mom had a little bit of troubles getting out of the boat because it was such a big step up, and then getting back into the boat. So of course we needed a little bit of help, but we all survived and made it back just fine. I just wanted to note that in the event that you decide to sign up for this one, so you know what you're getting into.
This boat is 3 foot longer and a foot wider than the other boats. So we're just going into the Amazon here. So going back in the start here now, we were just barely getting the boat underneath the top of the tree here. You see this one here, look? We're just barely getting underneath the top there. So let me tell you what happened. There we are.
Me though, can you understand me? Am I talking too fast?
What's it gonna be?
It's going to be insane.
After a hot day, we were a little tired but still feeling adventurous, so we headed down to Kinsale, Ireland for dinner. Not having done much research, we just picked one restaurant with good reviews, and that's where we went. The restaurant did leave a little bit to be desired. It seemed like we fell into a tourist trap, but even travelers of all kinds, we fall into it here and there. It's not a big deal. It was our last day. We enjoyed the food, we enjoyed each other's company, and we ended out the night in a really pretty little town. So guys, we're in Cork. We're just killing some time before our flight home. We stopped at a little cafe called Lulu's Cafe back there, little pink building that you see. And right across from Lulu's Cafe, there's a park with a pond. And so we're just chilling here and people watching and just like I said, wasting some time before we have to go to the airport. All in all, you know, we really didn't have Cork on our itinerary, but we were flying home from Cork and our flight was canceled. We would have flown out this morning, but now we're flying this evening, and then our flight goes from Cork to Amsterdam, and then our Amsterdam flight back to the United States doesn't happen until tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock. So we're kind of like killing time in two places, and we only have a couple hours, so it is what it is. We actually got to Cork yesterday. It was really hot. We had we stopped at a cafe and kind of BS'd with the guy there, and then we took a nap, and then we ended up going down to Kinsale, which looked like a really cool town. We just got there kind of late, and so we ate and just headed back. It's got a little bit of it's a very twisty, turny drive, and I had to drive that in the dark, which I wasn't really keen on doing, but we got there so late. Oh, I think you got a fish. Yeah, you totally got a fish. No, it's the heron. I was watching him, and he dived down, he got himself a fish and just gobbled it up. Wow, what a good fisherman. And that wraps up our Wild Atlantic Way road trip. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for being our friends, and thanks for watching our videos. We appreciate you and your time. If you did like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. It certainly helps our channel, and we hope to see you around soon.